Today, we are solving a multi-period production planning problem in GAMS. A food company needs to meet demand for the next 4 months. Each month, demand is fixed. The company has a production capacity that changes by month, and if needed, the company can use overtime production with a higher cost. It can also use a warehouse, but storing costs money. Our objective is to meet demand every month, respect production and storage limits, satisfy the stock requirements, and minimize the total costs. These are the objective, and these are the data. As the data, we have the demand, we have the production capacity, the extra overtime capacity, we have also the ordinary overtime and the storage cost for each, and as inventory rules, we have initial stock that equals to 20, final stock that must be greater or equals to 30, and max stock that must be equal to 50. And each month's ordinary production must be at least 10% of the first 3 months total production. These are sets and parameters. So from one part here we have mathematical model, and right there we have the GAMS code. So we need to define for each part all the sets and parameters, and so we load demand, capacity, and overtime values for each month. Also, we define scalar for initial stock, final stock, maximum stock, and the cost, CP that equals to 10, the CA that equals to 16, and CS that equals to 5. We need to define also the decision variables, where there are XT, that is the ordinary production in month T, there is ET, that is the overtime production in month T, and ET, that is the stock level at the end of month T. Zeta is the total cost. The objective is total cost, that is ordinary plus overtime plus storage. Then we have the balance equation, what we produce plus what we have in stock equals the demand plus the final stock. This ensures continuity across months. And then here we have the bound. We have coverage limits. These coverage limits are the ordinary production that must be less or equals the cap, the overtime less or equal the extra T, stock minore uguale stock less equals to Imax, and final stock greater or equals than I fin. Then we have the minimum production rule. Ordinary production each month must be at least 10% of the total production of the 3 months. This guarantees a base production level each month. So 0.1 is the percentage of 10% that is represented like this in GAMS. Tau is an alias to take one value of the set T, because we need to retake the first 3 months, and if we want to take the first 3 months, we cannot use T inside the sum, because we are solving for the index T, and so solving right here for an index that needs to be found right here doesn't make sense, and so we need to use analyze to indicate the months previous to the one that we want to find. And last part, we create and solve the model using the name of the model, running every operations in the model, and then using linear programming, because we don't have binary or integer, and we try to minimize zeta. As results, we calculate the totals. The totals are X total and Y total. In this way, we display these 2 values that represent the total ordinary production and the total overtime production across the 4 months. This is a classic multi-period production planning problem, a key application of linear programming with storage and overtime decision. That's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.